You're constantly asking yourself if your creative work is any good. That sketchbook, the one filled with brilliant ideas, it stays shut. That novel you started, it's just gathering dust on your hard drive. That melody you can't get out of your head, no one else ever hears it. Your absolute best, most vibrant ideas are left hidden from the world, trapped behind a wall of self-doubt. If this is hitting home, I need you to know that you are not alone. There was a time when I would sit in front of a blank canvas for hours, not because I was out of ideas, but because I second-guessed every single one. I'd pick up a brush, hover over the canvas, feel that wave of anxiety, and put it right back down. The voice in my head was just so loud, whispering things like, "This isn't original. People will think this is awful." Or the classic, "Who are you to even call yourself an artist?" That voice, that inner critic, can be paralyzing. It's a joy killer. It is the single biggest obstacle standing between you and the creative life you dream of living. Self-doubt can feel like it's just part of who you are, but I'm here to tell you it's not. It's a pattern, usually a response to past experiences, and like any pattern, it can be broken. Left unchecked, this inner critic can cause real damage. But once you learn how to manage it, you can unlock a level of joy and freedom in your work that might feel impossible right now. So, if you're tired of letting fear call the shots and you're ready to finally share your work with the confidence it deserves, stick with me. This isn't about pretending the doubt doesn't exist. It's about learning how to build a belief in yourself that's louder than your fear. Today, we're going through a simple but powerful 3-step process to quiet that inner critic and finally step into your power as a creative. The first step, and maybe the most important one, is awareness. You can't fight an enemy you can't see. For years, I just accepted that feeling of dread and anxiety as part of the creative process. I didn't realize my self-doubt was a specific, distinct voice with its own story. It wasn't me. It was my inner critic. Giving it a name and separating it from my identity was the start of taking my power back. Your inner critic is a great storyteller, but it's not very accurate. It loves to feed on vague, undefined fears. So our first job is to drag those fears out into the light. I want you to grab a notebook, and the next time that "I'm not good enough" feeling creeps in, don't just let it wash over you. Stop and write down the exact thought. Is it, "I can't draw hands"? Is it, "My writing sounds childish"? Is it, "No one will ever pay for my work"? Get specific. Naming the doubt is the first step to taming it. This simple act turns the thought into something outside of you, showing you that it's an opinion, not a fact. Once you start writing these down, you'll notice patterns. These are your triggers. Maybe your self-doubt flares up when you scroll through Instagram and compare your work to others. Maybe it's the memory of a harsh critique from years ago. It could even be staring at a blank page. Identifying what sets off your inner critic is like getting a map of its territory. Once you know the triggers, you can prepare for them, or even avoid them. If you know comparing your art on social media makes you spiral, maybe it's time to take a break and focus on your own path. The last part of awareness is seeing the impact. How does this doubt actually change your actions? Does it make you procrastinate? Do you find yourself endlessly researching and planning but never actually starting the project? This is your inner critic's favorite trick, convincing you that doing nothing is safer than possibly failing. There's a powerful idea that captures this. Feeding self-doubt makes you take little to no action, which gets you little to no results and only reinforces the original doubt. It's a vicious cycle. You doubt yourself, so you don't act. You don't act, so you don't see progress. And because you see no progress, your doubt feels completely justified. We're going to break that cycle. Before we move on to the next step, I want you to do something. Pause for a minute and head to the comments. Let me know. What's the one nagging doubt that's hardest for you to shake? Let's get it out in the open. Just sharing it is an act of defiance against that inner critic, and it will prove you're not the only one in this fight. Okay, we're aware of the critic and its tricks. Now let's move on to step 2, building our defense. The best antidote to doubt isn't just thinking positive thoughts, it's getting tangible, undeniable proof. Confidence is a muscle, and right now, we're going to the gym. Action comes first, the confidence follows. Waiting until you feel ready is a trap. So, we're going to start taking small, brave steps. The key is to set laughably small, achievable goals. I don't mean write a novel. I mean write for 15 minutes today. Don't aim for create a masterpiece. Aim to make one mark on the page. These tiny wins are the building blocks of self-belief. Every time you keep a small promise to yourself, you send a powerful message to your brain, I am someone who follows through. When you do this over and over, you start to rewrite the story you tell about yourself. The second half of this step is equally important. Self-compassion. Your inner critic is a bully. You wouldn't let a bully talk to your best friend that way, so why let it talk to you that way? When you make a mistake or create something you don't love, the goal isn't to beat yourself up. It's to treat yourself with the same kindness you'd give a friend who's learning something new. Perfectionism is a cage. It's the belief that if we can't do something perfectly, we shouldn't do it at all. I want to give you permission to make bad art. I'm serious. Give yourself the freedom to play, to experiment, to make a mess without any pressure for it to be good. So often the most joy and the best ideas come when we let go of that need to be perfect. To really supercharge this, create what I call a self-proof file. Get a folder on your computer or a physical box. In it, collect every single piece of evidence that proves your inner critic wrong. Every nice comment, every email from a happy client, every time a friend tells you they loved your story, screenshots, notes, anything. On days when your self-doubt is screaming and your brain is telling you you're a fraud, open that file. It's hard for the critic to argue with cold, hard evidence of your own ability. We've identified the critic, and we've started building our confidence with small actions. The final step, step 3, is about making this change stick. It's about growing a deep, resilient self-trust and actively reframing your whole narrative. This starts with a choice. You have to decide what you want to believe about yourself as a creative. The old story might be, I'm not talented enough. Your job is to choose a new one. Maybe it's, I am a creative person who is always learning and evolving. Or, my unique voice deserves to be shared. Write this new belief down. Put it on a sticky note on your computer. Say it to yourself. This isn't about lying to yourself. It's about choosing where to put your focus. Over time, as you repeat this and back it up with those small actions from step 2, your brain starts to accept it as the new truth. Visualization is another powerful tool here. Take a few moments each day to vividly imagine yourself hitting a small creative goal. Don't just think about the result. Feel the emotions. Feel the pride of finishing that painting. Feel the relief of hitting publish on that blog post. Feel the joy of sharing your song with a friend. By letting yourself feel these emotions in your mind, you make the goal seem more real and build the emotional energy that will drive your actions. Ultimately, self-trust is built on consistent, courageous action. Every time you choose to act even when you feel uncertain, you prove to yourself that you can handle the discomfort of the unknown. Faith is the powerful force that leads us to act in spite of uncertainty. It's what separates those who keep going from those who give up. Sharing your work is the ultimate act of creative courage. It doesn't have to be in a big gallery. Share a sketch on Instagram, read a poem to a trusted friend, post a piece of your work in an online community. Each time you do this, the fear gets a little smaller. and your confidence gets a little bigger. And finally, remember, you don't have to do this alone. Surround yourself with people who believe in you and get the creative journey. This could be a mentor, a group of creative friends, or an online community. Sharing your struggles and successes with others who understand is incredibly validating. Realizing that even the artists you admire most have faced these same doubts can be a huge inspiration. So that's the process. It's a 3-step guide to move from self-doubt to self-belief. It isn't a magic pill, and that inner critic might never go away completely. But you don't need it to. You just need to learn how to turn down its volume. Remember, it starts with awareness, naming our doubts and finding our triggers. Then we build confidence through small, consistent actions and real self-compassion, all while we collect proof of our skills. And finally, we cultivate self-trust. By changing our story, visualizing success, and taking brave action. The journey from self-doubt to self-belief is exactly that, a journey. It's about progress, not perfection. You are not your doubt. You are your curiosity, your passion, your persistence. Someone out there needs to see, hear, or read the exact thing that only you can create. Don't let your fear keep it from them. You are more ready than you think. Your art isn't for everyone, and that's more than okay. It's freeing. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If this video connected with you, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel reach more creatives who need this message. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss our future videos on building a confident, fulfilling, creative life. Now go make something. You've got this.